Hey there, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Carolyn and I am a twin mom and former event planner. I just want to share with you a whole bunch of ideas as to how you can host a great holiday season party or just hosting family over this year. It's a little bit of a different year than normal, but regardless, if there's anybody coming over to your house, you want them to feel welcome and you want to be the best host that you can. So from a host to a host, if you're hosting anybody over this year for the holidays, let me share with you my top tips for making sure that they're happy and feel welcomed at your home. Okay, I'm just gonna get right into it. So if you are hosting a party or you're having family over this year, I will advise you to get out a piece of paper and write some of this down because I'm gonna go through this really quick. So make sure when people arrive that you do have snacks and drinks available. Honestly, if people are flying in, if they're driving in, or even if they're just coming over for a dinner, they're probably gonna be hungry. I think more often than not, it's better to have snacks out just as an option. Even if people aren't gonna touch it, it's nice to just have it available because there could be the one person that ran over without having time to eat lunch that day. Just think about it. They will definitely be thankful because you don't want people waiting around for dinner to be served. And chances are there are a lot of times that dinner does get served a little bit later than expected because of all the talking and people just hugging and reconnecting. So just have snacks out. People will absolutely appreciate it. Plus, you don't want anybody hangry at your party. Drinks. Offer drinks when people get there as well. You want everybody to have something in their hand. There is some kind of comfort that comes from having something in your hand while you're speaking to somebody, especially if there are relatives that you're not used to seeing or just friends that haven't met each other before. It's nice and it's a comforting feeling to have a drink in your hand. So whether it's something that is a special fancy holiday drink or whether it's just water, have options. And I advise if you have a lot of people that are going to be at your home at the same time or arriving around the same time, you should definitely have all the drinks already out that can be out. If you have an ice bucket, that would be the best way to keep them cool. That way it's viewable and people don't have to go into your fridge. You also want to be, as a host, available to help out when needed, and you don't want to have to be running around getting people their drinks. You should offer them their drinks and then point them in the direction of all of the options once they ask, what do you have? You can simply put out a couple of things of juice, a couple bottles of wine. You can put out a beer cooler, totally whatever is up to you. Having a nice pitcher of water is also really nice to just have available. People will be very thankful for that, especially if they're flying in from somewhere and you want them to not be dehydrated. Traveling can totally make people feel dehydrated, so having water is also going to be something that I think a lot of people will appreciate. When people arrive, make sure that the lights are on outside if it's evening, and have your decor up, whatever it is that you're putting up for them to arrive, have it completely ready before. You don't want to be putting up last little details when they arrive. And same goes for the music. When people arrive, you want music to already be in the air. You don't want to be hanging out and having conversation and then having to pass them off because you need to go do something and then them standing there awkwardly, not having anything to do. If there's music in the background, they will feel more welcome, I guarantee it. And especially during the holidays, have holiday music playing. Just get a playlist and put it on. Super easy. Use any type of speaker or stereo. You can even use your smart TV to put on music from YouTube. I mean, seriously, the options are endless. Make sure also that the music isn't too loud. You want people to be able to have conversation, but just have it nice in the background. If you are having families over, I totally recommend having an area for kids that they can play and hang out in like a safe environment. Me personally, I have twin babies and they're just starting to crawl, which is nuts. So I would appreciate it, for example, if I were going over to my family's house, that they have a little space with just a couple of blankets out that the babies can roll around and crawl on in a safe environment. And if you do have older kids, maybe set up a movie or set up a popcorn station or something fun for them so that they look forward to doing that while the parents all spend time doing their adult part of the party. And if you are going to have that set up, have it set up in advance before they arrive. That way the kids know exactly what they want to do and the parents can feel confident that you are a good host and you're in control, and they can feel confident that their kids are going to be safe at your home. And of course, kids' snacks are a must. Expect people to be late. I know I'm one of those people that loves to be on time. There are a lot of people who love to have people on time, but the matter of fact is not everybody's going to come on time. And often people purposely try to come fashionably late because people don't want to be the first ones there. And again, it won't feel weird if they're the first people there, if there's music playing and there's food available and you're just a relaxed host. You, like I said, you don't want to be running around at the last second. So I always aim to have the house completely ready, like 20 minutes before the first people are supposed to arrive. And then oftentimes they don't arrive right on time, but sometimes they do, and you want to be ready. You don't want to be running around for those guests. You want to be able to actually spend time with them because they're there. But with that said, don't be offended if people show up like 20 minutes late, an hour late. It's nice if they can let you know, but don't be worried if they're showing up a little bit late. It's just what people do. Which is why I also usually recommend to tell people ahead of time what time dinner is going to be served if it's a dinner party. That way they know that they're going to arrive during like the happy hour time, basically. You don't want them to arrive right during the time when dinner is immediately being served. You want them to kind of have a timeline in their mind. So if you say, come over at 4, dinner will be ready at 5:30, then people will know, okay, I want to get there between like probably 4:30 and 5. That way I'm not the first, but I'm also there before dinner because nobody wants to arrive like as dinner is being served. And when they do arrive, offer to take their coat and be excited to see them. Let them know, of course, where you're putting their coat because people will want to know. And be excited. Like people, especially, like I said, during these crazy times, if they're making an effort to come over and visit you and come spend time with you, that's a big deal. So be thankful that they're there. Be joyful that they've come to see you. Ask them how their drive was or their flight or whatever it was that they got there with. And just be gracious and thankful that you're able to spend time together during the holiday season because it really is a really special thing, and especially this year, to spend time with people that you love is so amazing. Also, if you expect people to be bringing cards or gifts, have a designated area where you can point them to put those. If you have people walk in and they say, here's a gift, and you just simply take it and then set it on the counter, that's not a good place because you want to have the clean counter space for all the different dishes that people are going to be eating, especially if people are going to bring side dishes or a potluck type thing. You want to have a space designated for that as well. So keep counter space available as much as you can for specifically food and drinks. And then other things you can clear off, put it away somewhere beforehand. You can also, like I said, have a designated space for gifts, whether it's in a corner or next to a Christmas tree or something like that. That will definitely help as well with just feeling like you have an open home and not cluttered. And if you are having a group of guests over for dinner, or even if they're staying for the weekend, let them know what the schedule is going to be. I think I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but let them know what the schedule is going to be as far as meals being served, and let them know when things are ready. You don't want people thinking that they missed a meal. You want them to know dinner's ready, say it loud and proud, let people know so that they can come and eat whatever it is you have made, because I've been at parties where people didn't really announce it, that the food was ready, and I ended up just eating finger snacks the whole night, being starving, thinking that they didn't have dinner ready. Turns out, and they had already served it. So definitely make sure that you let people know when the food is ready, and have plates and utensils out as well as napkins so that people can just grab them and they don't have to go through your drawers. If parking is going to be an issue, let people know in advance exactly what you expect for them to be parking. If it's street parking, just say in the invitation, street parking is available. Or if you're just having a couple family members over for the weekend or something like that, let them know if they can park in the driveway. I think people feel a little bit uncomfortable usually parking in other people's driveways if they don't know if that person's gonna go somewhere. Nobody wants to block you in. So if they know that they're welcome to park in your driveway, if that's the example, or let's say park only on the right side of the driveway, something like that, then people feel a lot more confident and excited to come over because they know exactly what the expectation is. One more pro tip for you, if you're a host just for a dinner party, I would advise putting your hair in something where you can tie it back, just like how I have mine. This way, your hair can be down if you do have long hair and it's not in your face. This will open up a world of possibilities for you to be able to be fully functional without worrying about your hair getting in the way and without having to put it up in a bun or a ponytail. You can confidently walk around feeling that you have your hair done and look great while having it out of your face. Just a little tip. Last couple things for party hosting is make sure that you have seating available for anybody who's going to want to sit. Just even simply putting a bunch of chairs around the perimeter of the room if you don't have the space in the center. Just that way, if somebody does want to have a chair, they can pull up a chair from wherever and put it in the area where they want to sit. It's nice to have the option because especially during the holidays, people like to dress up and wear their heels, and mama, you got to sit down. You got to get off those feet. Lastly, make sure that the trash is also obvious to people so that they are not just setting plates or, whatever it is with their food around. You want them to be able to clean up after themselves if they want to. That will definitely help you as a host to free up more space and again, just look like a cleaner home. Okay, now I'm going to talk about a few more tips specific to hosting family for the holidays. Those were mostly party tips, but if you're going to have people over for a few days at a time, here are some other ways that you can make them feel welcome. Have slippers in their bedroom. You can buy really cheap slippers from all kinds of stores, or you can even just get those little spa slippers that are very thin, but they totally help if you're walking around barefoot. It's just, again, one of those little comforting feelings. And if you don't want to get slippers, you can just buy everybody a little pair of those grip socks. I think those are so nice. They're like the warm cabin socks. I'll link a couple of ideas below so that you have just a couple of options to pick from that are super affordable and people will absolutely appreciate, especially if it's cold outside. It makes a huge difference. Hot chocolate is another thing to have available. Hot chocolate, coffee, or even tea so that people have options. But if you, let's say, have just a station in your kitchen area where you're gonna have those drinks available, just have a few teas out so that people can choose, have the hot chocolate packets, and have a hot water maker or something of that sort, whether it's a Keurig or, whatever it is. Just let people know that they have the option to make their own hot drink if they want to. Again, it'll take some pressure off of you as a host to always get things out for them if it's already in a designated area that they feel comfortable that they can walk up and use it. That will just make the whole space and home more welcoming. Along with that welcoming factor, it's nice if you have a fireplace to have it on in the evenings. I think it just adds to the ambiance. And furthermore, to keep people warm at night, make sure that you let them know that they have extra blankets available. If you do have extra blankets, let them know where they are because there are chances that everybody has different standards of sleeping. I personally like it really warm when I sleep, as do other people, and then some people like it cold. So, it's totally up to everybody, their own standard, but if they know that there are extra blankets available and where they are, that they can just access it on their own, that will also make them feel more at home. Same thing goes for extra towels. You want them to have a towel in their room when they arrive so that they know exactly which towel is going to be theirs when they shower and things like that. But if they need an extra towel, let them know where the linen closet is so that they have access to that. In addition to a towel, if people are staying over for an extended few days at a time, I would absolutely recommend, this is like a super host tip, just get a couple travel sized shampoo, conditioner, and lotion. And if you put those out on the towel, people will feel so welcome. They'll feel like they're going to a fancy hotel if they have their own set of toiletries there. Make sure the toilet paper is also fully stocked in their bathroom and make sure that they have fresh hand soap for their washing hands. That's essential, especially again in crazy times like 2020. And last but not least, this goes for hosting people for parties or for family gatherings, whichever it is. If you can have something baking, or let's say you just finished a fresh batch of cookies when people are supposed to arrive, that will seal the deal as far as them coming over and feeling welcomed. Because if the home smells good, especially during the holidays, this can make all the difference for them feeling like they're in a safe and warm and just comforting space. And not to mention, if they are cookies, people love to eat cookies. Just saying. Maybe even make a couple that are gluten-free versus some that are not gluten-free. Again, it just depends on the kind of family or friends that you're hosting. But if you do know that there are some allergens or things like that, it's great to have options available. Those people who do have those sensitivities will feel so special that you thought specifically of them. Heck, even if you don't know about if they have allergies, just having the option, people will feel very thankful and welcome. You never know if people are doing a diet during the holidays or things like that. So also having healthy food versus not healthy food, having options is always a good thing. So anyways, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to all of my tips. I used to be a professional event planner for very big events all around the Denver, Colorado area. And I just want to say happy holidays. I hope that these tips help you. And if any of them do, I hope that you please like this video and subscribe to my channel below. During the holidays, I'm actually posting a new video every day of December for Vlogmas. So since you've caught me in the middle of Vlogmas, I hope that you do enjoy the rest of my content. Don't forget to click the bell for notifications if you do subscribe, so you get all the notifications every time I post a new video. And you can find out more holiday tips and hacks for a fun, welcoming, beautiful Christmas season. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye.